What I want to show you today is when you're teaching obedience, to be able to read the body language of the dog. As you can see, this dog's walking around. He doesn't know obedience, but he's walking around and everything's okay. The handler will pull him into the heel position and start to make him sit. Sit. Now, you see his mouth will be closed, his tail will be tucked, and what we want to show you is that when he starts making him do something that the dog does not know what to do, he gets worried about it. And his body language will tell you that he's worried about it. So when the tail is tucked, and it's kind of hot here, so he's panting, but you can see even a dog that doesn't have his ears standing up, he'll pin his ears back, his ears will be pinned back, his mouth will be closed, and his tail will be tucked. And that's telling you that he doesn't understand what you're telling him and what you're trying to teach him. So if you read that in the body language of the dog, then you have to mold him and start talking to him nice and say, no, this is what I want you to do. See, you need to put your butt down, you need to sit down, you need to sit here beside me, and you're praising him and you're molding him. And now look at the difference in his temperament when you're talking to him and you're praising him. He still is kind of worried about it, but that's okay. He's coming around. Now, this is the heel position. Now, as soon as he gets proficient in the heel position, then what you'll see is the tail will come untucked. He'll sit there and he'll go, oh, I got this down. And then what are you gonna do? The next command will be down, and you'll say down, and immediately, pucker factor, he's gonna shut his mouth, he's gonna put his tail between his legs, his ears are gonna be pinned back, he's gonna say, I don't know that one. And then you'll say, hey, that's okay, I will show you, and then you mold him. You swoop his legs and you place him in the down position, you praise him and say, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is the down position. And then he's gonna go, oh, okay. Remember, what you're dealing with the brain of the dog. You're not dealing with the size of the dog. We had a Rottweiler that was 100 pounds, and we had to go up and you grab the leash like this. And when you say sit, you had to put your finger underneath the leash like this and say, sit. That easy to tell him to sit. And his whole body language was like that. His ears were pinned back, his mouth was closed, and he didn't understand. And he's like, okay, I'll try. And he sat. And you're saying, good boy, and you're making him sit. Now, most people will think, hey, this is a Rottweiler, and they walk up, they put a pinch collar or a choke chain on him, and they rip his head and say, no, sit. And all you're doing is regressing in your training, because now he's not worried, he's not even thinking of the commands you're teaching him, he's thinking of the pain that you just gave him. And every time you get close to him, he's thinking of the pain that you just did, not any corrections or not the commands that are going into him. So remember, it has to be the body language. Read the body language of your dog. We've had dachshunds that were out there attacking everybody, and you'd have to pull him to make him come back. And we were giving the actual dachshund more corrections than we were giving this big Rottweiler, because we were dealing with the brain of the dog, not the size of the dog.